Hey guys, it's Luke, Lukewarm Reviews. I got a cool one to talk about today. I saw Outside In. This is a fun new indie film produced by the Duplass brothers, directed by Lynn and Shelton. So let's get into it. This is the story of an ex-con. He did 20 years in prison. He was wrongly accused of a murder he didn't commit. And one of his high school teachers kind of took on his case and worked with some sort of nonprofit to, you know, get him out of prison early or something like that. And then they formed this unlikely romance, and it's romantic kind of drama. I thought it was okay. I thought that there's two kind of narratives going on here. There's the narrative of the guy getting out of prison and re-assimilating into society, and then there's the romance narrative. And I think that the former works better. So Jay Duplass plays the dude, and we get to see him learn all of these things. You know, he's been away for 20 years, so he has to learn how to use a cell phone, and he has to learn how to like print out his resume from a computer. And it would have been really easy for them to kind of lean into this kind of stuff and make it really sticky and like, how do I text on my smartphone? I don't know. And they do that to a degree, but it's not that bad. It's a little subtle and it's cool. Like he's doing his resume on a computer and he accidentally like minimizes it, and he's just kind of like, oh, where to go? It went away. So I like the way they did that. They also are just subtle enough, I think, with the backstory, with the story about the crime that actually happened. There's only one scene where they get a little egregious, and there's like this cheesy audio track that goes through his head while he's standing in front of the liquor store where it actually happens, and it's like, oh, don't shoot me, oh, no. And I wish they had cut that out, because I think Jay Duplass's performance was good enough to sell it on its own, but it is one of those films where they don't hand feed you everything, and that's nice. I appreciated that. That being said, like I said earlier, I think that narrative works better than the other one. There's something about the relationship, the romance. Jay Duplass plays the ex-con, and then Edie Falco plays his teacher, and it just didn't quite work for me. I don't know what it was. It was just kind of weird. I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but I just didn't really buy it. Also, I don't really know how else to describe that, so I'll just move on. It's very sad, which was a good thing for me. There were one or 2 points that I found very emotional that I liked. It's got this inescapable small town feel to it, you know, where everyone feels like they're stuck in one place, and I love that because I grew up in a, I guess, small to medium-sized town, but I'm all too familiar with this type of person and this type of setting and this very particular ennui that was going on here. There's one scene specifically where like the shit's hit the fan and everything's kind of going wrong for him, and he goes back to his brother's house, played by Ben Schwartz, where he's staying with him, and he goes to like try and pour himself a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, and there's no more Cocoa Puffs, and he's just so sad, and I like almost cried because it was like he just wants some Cocoa Puffs. So it was really sad for me. It was a little hit or miss, but yeah, let's move on. It is very original, though. It's something not quite like anything else I've ever seen. The prison reform narrative mixed together with the romance subplot, however much I thought that did or did not work, was an interesting combination. So definitely go check it out for that reason, if nothing else. The acting also is hit or miss. So Jay Duplass, I think, is very good. He's really cool. We get to see something really interesting from him, which is a guy who sort of missed his young adulthood / later half of his childhood, because he went to prison when he was 18. And so we get to see him, and he's come out and he's sort of plopped right back into his life from when he was 18. So he still has these really childish tendencies from what would have been a young adulthood that was taken away from him by the criminal justice system. And he's very good. He has 1 or 2 points where he's a little bit like, he has these kind of mumbly cadences that feel a little bit forced, but he's ultimately very good. Caitlin Devers, who plays the daughter, I don't think is excellent. Ben Schwartz, I think, is very good. And then Edie Falco is, okay, so I love Edie Falco. I think she's great. But in this film, there was something she was doing that was just kind of like, you know, just kind of like shruggy. She's just kind of, you know, oh, little old me, like just your everyday you know, kind of just me kind of shtick that I didn't really buy. It didn't really work for me. I don't know if after a while it started to come across as some sort of put on, some kind of tension that she had in the shoulders specifically or something. I don't know. I know I'm being hypercritical, but there was just something about her performance that, it's not bad. None of the performances are bad by any means, but she just didn't really do it for me. Last thing, cinematography is super good. It's set in the Pacific Northwest, so it's very rainy most of the time. There's some cool tracking shots when he's riding around on his bike. There's a lot of scenes that take place on bikes, which is cool. The music is very good. It's cohesive and it's sprinkled in throughout. There's kind of a common theme. It's very nice. So yeah, it's not bad. But it didn't really do it for me in the way that I wanted it to. There were definitely some very sad scenes and some really cool performances, but I wanted just a little bit more. But that being said, it's original and it's cool, so like if nothing else is playing near you, there's nothing else you want to see, go check this one out. It'll give you some stuff to think about. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Tell me what you think down below. Subscribe, share with your friends. I hope y'all are having a beautiful spring. I know I am. Go outside. You know, take your dog on a walk, and pick some flowers for your loved ones today. See ya.